Alright, is the mic on? Good morning and welcome back to the Road to Better Chess. Today we continue our journey in a different location. It's really nice in front of the windows. Ooh. And we got a supporter over here on the side. He's going to be cheering along and giving us a bit of outside assistance. Alright, let's see if we can find ourselves a 15 plus 10. Small change for today, I've put on move confirmation, because the mouse is on a slightly dubious surface and the last thing I want is to mouse slip halfway through the game. So apologies for those who do not prefer move confirmation, but I think we just want to remove any silly kind of mouse slips from the game and have a nice game without any real problems like that. In our last game we faced the elephant, which is something that we haven't faced in a while. I forgot the theory a little bit, and we were still completely equal, but unfortunately we misplayed into the endgame. Let's see if we can regain some honor this day. Okay, we're black, e4, we're going to go c5, confirm that move. Alright, let's see. Could be another Alipin, 2 in a row. No, might be a Rossolimo, delayed Alipin, could be an open Sicilian. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it is a Rossolimo. Okay, we're going to go ahead with the setup that we like and see if we can learn something new about it in this game. Going g6, white castles, bishop g7. Let's see if white takes or doesn't take. There is also a variation where they go rook e1 and bishop f1. Looks like this is what they might do. In that case, I wonder if we should actually play this variation. It is also possible for us to do this, because if they don't take, then I'm not sure. I guess it's actually not bad for us just to do this, so maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe we can still go ahead with this plan. If they fall the bishop back, we just come in here and we just get kind of a standard center. They will be able to break in the center and mess up our pawns a little bit. We'll have an isolated d pawn in that case, which is not the best, but it could be okay. Although we could also just, in that case, if they go back, just break in the center ourselves quickly. I think this is the main move though, and the point being, if you'd go here, then we go around like this. So maybe we should just play the main move. You go back, we castle. If you do push, we go across. Yeah, not so sure. Otherwise we just put, hey, you okay? Yeah, you're okay, man. Hey. There you go. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, just this breaking in the center is very frustrating. It is possible for us to let them continue. It's not specifically good though. So we do end up mostly having to take. Okay, I think we're going to actually play the main line. Because it looks like our opponent is actually doing what we suggested earlier. In which case I don't really want to play into the same setup. Plus it's good for us to learn the main line a little bit. Okay, interesting. So it looks like they're actually gonna do this regardless. But they are, no, they're not hanging the pawn, I guess. We could do this still, and then after they break, but maybe just castling is good for us. Otherwise playing d6 so we can get our light square bishop out. Yeah, if they come directly we jump. If they break, we're obviously going to take at least once. And actually in that case we can attack this bishop, and if it falls back we'll be taking this pawn, and if it takes here, do we still want to do this? Because they actually have this double pawn set up then. But now actually we can't do it because we drop a pawn. Maybe we just go ahead and castle. Definitely the situation is different from what we're used to. And Gugu! Little man's been talking a bit lately, ne? Yeah. Otherwise we just go ahead this way actually. Maybe this is a... Oh man, but then if they come we kind of have to take, I guess. Which isn't the end of the world, but the point is I want to get the light square bishop out and try and take the knight. Goo. Otherwise here. Oh, you want some attention? Otherwise we just castle and let them take the center a little bit. We've got better development, but we still have to get ourselves active. They come in the center, we take once. And then we got to play something. We got to play either e5 or maybe d5 even. Maybe that's our move. Okay, here we go. And you know, man, come here. Yeah. Come tell us what we're supposed to do. No. Yeah, okay, yeah. There we go. Yeah, here they come. So we're always going to take at least once in the center. Oh, good morning. Good morning. You've woken up, ne? And now I think the move actually here, d5, and if they continue pushing, we can actually go forward. We can close off. We could do this as well. Then I'm not so sure. We could come out. Yeah, definitely we have to move a pawn somewhere. This one I'm not a big fan of though. If they take, we kind of don't have much. I think it's d5 actually. If they do take, we can actually just take and they're isolated. If they push past, then we have to jump forward, I think. And it is possible for them to try and come at us. Although we actually would be able to take here. That's complicated, but I think this is our move. We need to open up a light square bishop. We need to contest to the center. And a small push feels wrong. So I think this is the move, and they push past. And then I think forward is actually the way. It feels a little bit dangerous, but I think that's where we put the knight. And if they, let us, we're going to trade it off. And if they don't let us, if they try and come back and take it, this pawn is actually hanging in that case, although it's kind of tricky to know. Take, then they take. And we're going to lose that pawn. So maybe it is back is the way. Otherwise just up here now, just forcing the bishop to make a decision. If they do take, we can take. Yeah, actually I think maybe this is the move. Just ask that bishop what it wants to do. If it falls back, we've got two attackers here, so you probably want to go back further. No? Okay. What about this now? You take, we take. Yeah, we can insist upon this a little bit. I think we're going to insist upon this. Yeah. Nee, maniki. Yeah, stay warm, stay warm. Nee, stay warm. Up to about here is okay, ne? Up. Come up here. Come up here. Nice and warm, nice and warm. I guess we can't always get our ideal structure. So time for us to play a slightly different one. Okay, so now this just hangs a pawn, but I still think we need to move something here. And I do think it's this D move so that we can get our light square bishop out. Even just slightly. Even just slightly so we can get the rooks involved as well. If we jump on knight, we can get another attacker on that pawn. Oh wow, actually, and they can't because we would take, they'd have to go sideways. Yeah, this actually looks potentially good right now. If you come at us, If you come at us, I think I actually just come back here. And if you go there... yeah, man. Yeah, I'm actually really liking bishop g4. Threatening that middle pawn. If they push it, we get the f pawn. If they don't push it, we're going to be starting trading. If they attack our queen, you can go back to a7, or we can go up. Up doesn't feel good. I think a7 is the move. If they defend with their bishop, we can take it. If they jump their knight back, then I think we just develop again. Alright, so I'm thinking this is the move. Open up our bishop, we queen, our knight, all looking at that pawn right now. This is also a good move, but I kind of want to get active while I can. This feels like the right thing to do. Any other move? If they push the... okay, so hang on. If they push the e-pawn, then our knight can't come back, and they're kind of defending. Then we have to, I think, break it down a bit with d7, d6, ne? d6. If they take, we take. Everyone's got isolated pawns. Actually, if they take, we can take the... yeah, now everyone's got isolated pawns, and if they then push, we still have that. If they push e5, then we... oh, we could actually... we could... oh no, we can't sack. Yeah. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe we have to play the pawn up first. So if they take, we could take back. We do still have this jump with our knight, which can come back here, so maybe here, here, we play, and if they play, oops, sorry, if they play h3, we can bring our knight back here. If they take, we take. Everyone's got knights and bishops out, and actually then that pawn is still weak again. Quite likely they will push in that situation. And then we can bring our own knight over to this square here, and if they take, we take. That doesn't seem too bad. I think I'm going to go for it. Let's see. Let's see if we're playing this correctly. We still have to get our bishop out, but white actually kind of undeveloped a little bit as well. The bishops are seeing the light, but only in one direction. They're not really doing much else. Yeah, so e5 I think is the best move. We'll have to see if our opponent finds anything else. Yeah, we also used a lot of time on that move, so we got to be careful. We don't run into time problems like we very often do. Yeah, let's say, Maniki. Yeah? You don't want to go to sleep, huh? Like a little wakey time. It's not quite food time yet, but in a bit we can get you some milk. Ne? Yeah. Yeah, this is not the road to better chess as much, but the whole parenthood thing is also an absolute journey, so far even. Just 2 months in, yeah? Okay. Let's see. Let's see what our opponent finds. If they do nothing, we're going to take that. Ooh, the one thing I realized that we have to be careful about though is if we take with the bishop and then they press, then the knight can't come here if e5's on the board because nothing's defending it. And of course if their bishop comes in, our rook would have to move. But I don't think that's the end of the world. Alright. Pushing the b pawn, the d pawn, gives us... actually, pushing the d pawn gives us a potential smothered mate. We take this way, they take our knight. We jump here. Oh no, hang on. Because they can block here. That's not so good. Never mind. So we would probably take with our queen. They have to run across. And then we can jump our knight over here. And our queen's in a little bit of a situation. But we're also attacking here. We can also take somewhere and then... or just run our queen away and then get that check in again. But unfortunately it doesn't look like there's a smothered mate there. I wonder. This is probably not the most principled attack, to be honest. But it looks like it might give us some chances, so I like taking it. Yeah. If they play h3 directly, do we take here? Okay, yeah, so they do play e5. Now I think this is the move. And then after they play here, we come back this way. Yeah, so they did find what I thought was probably their best move. We're going to open up a light square bishop. And we'll continue. And obviously if they take, we take. This squares are all still covered. If they push that pawn, honestly, if I take here, they take, I take, they can take with the rook, it's not worth it. Alright, we're just going to go d6. This is what we looked at. Let's hope we didn't make a mistake. We're going to come break down their center a little bit here. Now I expected h3. Yeah. And then we're actually just going to run back to h6 with our knight and bring it back to f5. And if they end up going kind of very aggressive and playing g4, then we have to make a new plan. Although I think the knight would still be able to get to f5 if the pawn ever moves forward, so it's not an immediate concern, I think. We just have to be careful that the bishop doesn't get overworked defending the knight and whatever's happening on the diagonal. That's the only thing we have to be careful about. Now we don't want to trade off our dark square bishop because it's defending our king. I did also look at knight a4, hitting our queen. In this position, I don't know if it's really worth worrying about keeping the queen on that pawn. I was going to play queen a7 in the previous position, but queen c7 is probably perfectly fine. Oh, knight over. Interesting. Okay, are you looking at the f6 square? Let's see. So if I take here now, how are you going to take? Or are you going to put your knight on c5? Well, you just keep on taking. Oh no, no, we just keep on taking. So take there, and if you take back with the knight, we can take with the knight. We're gonna get this pawn, I think. I think this is good for us. You can come here, I don't care. You can come here, I can take you. If I take, you can't take back. That was the whole point about the diagonal. Nothing you've opened up really matters yet. If I take here and you do this, I guess I still have to run back, unfortunately. Oh no, then I can go here, because that knight would be, if you take, then that pawn is double defended. I have to go back, and if you're pushing, I can take it. Yeah, I think taking feels comfortable. I'm not seeing an immediate massive issue. e6 is defended by my light square bishop, so not the biggest deal if you push a pawn there, I think. We'll have to see. Maybe you sack the rook, then I take with the f pawn, and then you play bishop c4, and you're on that diagonal against my king. That is dangerous. So we'll see. We will see. Knight c5 gives me a pawn. Oh, and actually knight c5 gives me a pawn in an interesting way, because I can take here, and then that knight has nothing defending it. So even if you take back, I can take again, and the knight still has nothing defending it, and my bishop's attacking here. Oh, but hang on, this would be hanging, right? So knight c5, I take, you take. Oh, I take, you take, and then I have this fork on your rooks. So yeah, no, that actually looks pretty good for us. That actually is something we could consider, even here, and then, oopsie, and then trying to get our knight onto that square. The light square bishop still does need to make a move. But yeah, h3 is the move that's probably going to spoil the party. I'm expecting it to spoil the party. Kind of surprised they haven't played it yet, to be honest. Yeah, here they go. Okay, so we're going to come back this way. It's not the end of the world. We can still retake that. No, actually, once they take the pawn, we won't have sufficient attackers anymore. If I take this way now, and you take here, and I take here, that knight is stuck to your queen. If you bring it out, I can take your, and the knight is still stuck to your queen, but I've sacked a piece for it, so that doesn't feel very good. We're just gonna go back. h3 has spoiled the party. Hey buddy, you're falling asleep, huh? The chess calculations tiring you out, huh? Alright, expecting them to take the pawn now, and yeah, see, I don't think we can take it back, because take here, take with the bishop. Oh no, hang on, because it does get the check, so that actually does work. We can still take the pawn. Take the pawn, you take, we take. You can't hit our queen, and if you check, we just take with our bishop again. Oh, but then the knight's hanging. That was the whole point, right? Yeah, the knight's hanging. Alright, so knight f5 is probably going to be our go-to here. And after that, I think we can take that pawn if it's still available. Alright. Oh, our opponent is actually getting aggressive. Interesting. Okay, so our knight has kind of a few squares that are worth considering. This is the obvious one. And then we can keep that pawn. Actually, this feels pretty good, except you're gonna do this, aren't you? Oh, but then I can attack your bishop again, and once you take, I can take with the pawn. Or here. And take with the queen. This pawn's gonna be hanging. So here, maybe you take once. I take back with the pawn, I guess. Here, if you do this, oh, it doesn't actually matter because I can just take. And then I can take here if I want to. But I could also jump my knight out first, hitting your bishop. And then once you take, I can take, you take, I take, you take, I take. And then this pawn is hanging once your knight moves. So here, and you attacking my pawn. Oh, but then I can do this, attacking your knight again. It has to go somewhere else. Try and defend this pawn. I don't know if I can keep it, to be honest. I have this idea still to try and get in there, so here, but then you just push, and I don't think I can take back. So yeah, I think we're kind of committed to this plan right now. We kind of have to just go for it. At least there's 3 defenders, right? So the knight's not really hanging anytime soon. If you take with your knight, so I don't actually want to lose this pawn, but it's kind of unavoidable, I think. We're going to have a pawn here, they're going to have a pawn here, everyone's got an isolated pawn. Ours is still defended, theirs is currently not defended, but they'll be able to get their bishop in here, I guess. So we'd have to get our bishop out and get a rook over to the middle of the game. This, I think, just allows me to bring my knight in. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to try and grab this pawn. We're going to be in some trouble potentially. There's quite a few ways it could be troublesome. So I think we just bring our knight in first, hitting the bishop as well. Making sure all our pieces are getting a bit more active again. This bishop still needs to find a home. There is also something like this, but that just opens up the diagonal and this pawn's still weak, so that doesn't seem right. If they take here, we still have two defenders, so we've got our sufficient defenders on the board right now. But I think if we allow to, we're going to play this. And maybe even just the bishop over here is better than nothing. Although that would then eventually hit this pawn, so maybe here we just try trade it off. Yeah, this knight. Well, if they don't do anything severe, we could actually just put our knight in front of the... So here, they take, we take. And they keep on taking, we're going to win something. So let's assume they don't. And we put our knight over here. Then this pawn is still weak, but at least we've stopped their pawn for a bit. We can bring our pieces into the game like this, maybe. Our opponent's using some time as well. Okay. Okay, avoiding the knight having something to take, I guess. Alright, I still see this diagonal, although there's no immediate threat there. I can also hit that knight now. I don't think taking here is a threat. I don't think coming here is a threat, and I have this, which would be really good for us, I think. If we could take back like this, we would have just kind of these connected, stopping this. We still have these pawns covered as well. So this feels good. I don't see a big problem. What can come out that's hurting me? Not much, and we're protecting our knight. So we bring the knight back in, and then if you push here, is that the... No, well, I'm very happy with this, to be honest. And then if you do this, there's only two attackers. Then I actually wonder if I can take here. Because then I could jump into this square with my rook if I need to. Yeah, okay. Let's not spend all our time. This square is still going to be a bit tender, potentially. I'm not sure about this move, to be honest. There's nothing else. Like, pushing the pawn just allows me a check. Actually, it could be mate. Here, I double check you. And then this is mate, so... Yeah, do not push this pawn, right? And if here... I mean, I guess I'm gonna take... Just get the bishop, because then my pawn situation is a bit stronger. If you take like that, then I can jump the knight back again. Same spot for a knight. Could still put it here maybe. Or you'd probably want to put these two pawns like this then, but yeah. We also have this, just telling you to move your knight back. I didn't specifically want to take it, to be honest. Queen out, we hit your queen. You have to defend this square. Oh, this could be good though. So I don't know, make a move. If you move it back, you take with your queen. We hit you again, and you have to be careful about this fork. So you have a few ways to stop it, that's not a way. And we would have this with the rook coming in, which could be quite strong for us. Of course, they would have the chance to put their bishop there then, but we still have enough defenders, so that's okay. Yeah, maybe this isn't so bad. Maybe this isn't so bad. Just checking out the camera. The background in this room is really nice. There's windows right in front of me and natural light. I'm not sitting in this dark room with the light over my head, so I'm liking the setup here quite a lot. But this is the room we're sleeping in, so I don't think normally I'll be here. Oh, okay. You're gonna push my queen away. I can go here. I don't really mind. I can stop you, but you can get this square. I don't know if I want to give this to you. My plan was to do this, right? Oh, I could actually, you know what? I could do this. You go here, I go back, then you have to jump. Then I take, no. Oh yeah, take, then here. Threatening this again. And then I can bring my bishop out, also helping with this. So I could actually continue with this plan now. Push your knight back, take it, you take with your queen, I jump in. These were your options, right? Yeah, I like this. Oh, we gotta confirm. Oh, maybe I should take move confirmation off. Hang on. Preferences, game behavior, rapid. Okay, here we go. No more move confirmation. So we're gonna try stick on this diagonal. Actually not. Is it even necessary for us to stick on this diagonal right now? We can go here, get traded off. You're bringing your rook out. You can take the dark squared rook. I don't know if that's good. I think I'm actually just gonna chill out. My queen wasn't stopping anything here that I think is necessary. I can stop it with my pawn or my knight. What would I stop it with? Maybe my knight, to be honest. Because I also put pressure there. Yeah, my queen's coming back here to keep sight of c5. I don't need this pawn. Okay, so here we go. So take once. And I'm expecting you now. Hit your queen again. Now, to stop the... No, you can't come here anymore. To stop the fork, you have to go to... You can't go there, sorry. You have to go to one of these squares. Then I'm going to bring out my light square bishop, and then I'm going to bring a rook over, still here. And the light square bishop also has a bit of a threat, so you probably want to bring something out. Oh, but then your bishop can help take care of it. Maybe it doesn't quite work. But still, I think a rook out is about due at this point, so we're going to get that done. This pawn is also protected. Them attacking it doesn't help because their queen would be the one taking. If they can't get here, which would be the only square to take it from a different angle. Okay, so this is our next move, unless they, for some reason, miss the fork. Oh man, if they come here, we could even take with the knight, but I think we would just move our queen. Just get our queen somewhere out of the way. Even just back to d8, and then we'd still have that fork. If they do this immediately, this is check, so that doesn't work. If they do this immediately, we also have this. Okay, yeah, so this is one of the options that they had. We can't open up anything useful just yet, but I think we're going to go here, and we'd be happy to trade because we still get that. Okay, so here we go, and then rook over. This now doesn't, unfortunately, come with check because there's nothing to take. But if they do this, we could take the knight. They have to defend this first. So here, I think, here, and then they're covering this square, which is unfortunate. But this pawn is also weak, so Long term we can try grab that. Knight back. I have danger levels, my man. I didn't look at this, so hang on. Okay, let's just get the rook out, hit the queen. Oh, because this is still protected actually, so although it's a bit silly, we could let the bishop hang. Take, fork is pretty good for us, I think. I think that's just a mistake. Piece, piece. Another piece. Okay, but I don't have to. So maybe I just don't. Same threat, and my queen is still nice and safe. Although probably I should have moved it like somewhere like here, to be honest. Maybe that was the wrong place to move it to. Time's a bit short. Alright. Queen's hanging. Once the queen moves, rooks are hanging. Alright, hitting our backwards pawn. But now I can still hit you immediately. You take here. And which one do I want to take? This? I could also just go here. You still can't stop this. And actually now 3 pieces are on this anyway, so... but then here you take me, I take you. That's not so good. Okay, otherwise we just have to move our bishop out. I'm just going to take the exchange. Alright. I'm going to take the active rook, because then I can still come here. No, I can't go here anymore. I can still come back here though. I can also do this. Ooh, okay. Queen's got to move. This is okay, I guess. Helping to defend that. We can hit this queen. Yeah, let's just hit the queen. We're up the exchange. And I don't know if we're really up a pawn structure, to be honest. It's a little bit dicey, but... Okay. And we can stop this guy, but I think I'm actually just going to bring my own queen in, helping to defend this. We do still have this move. This pawn is hanging. This rook can get active. Not there. Maybe there. We do have this move as well. We just gotta be careful nothing hangs if they take, but I think it's okay. It does give them that square, which is a bit uncomfortable. Here, and then we can try and trade. Maybe we go immediately here and then we do this. Maybe we do... I'm very unsure what to do here, to be honest. Okay, we're gonna push their bishop back. And then we can try and force their queen to trade. Options are limited for it to go places. Okay. This is going to be a dangerous point though. Very unsure what to do here. Let's try and see if we can get a queen trade, because I'm not sure what to do. This is getting dangerous now. We might have to give the exchange back just to stop it. Yeah, okay, you just hung your queen though. I think that's pretty good for us. Because even if you push, I don't have to do anything. I can let you take it. Yeah. Here, take either one. I'm just going to do this. I can stop with my bishop as well. Thank you. And we're up a queen for a bishop, and I think we're up a pawn as well. Yep, okay, GG. That queen hanging was a bit up, but this was a bit of a time trouble by the end, wasn't it? Hey, Kamekura! Good morning. Aren't you supposed to be doing some work or something? I'm pretty sure our Golden Week holidays are finished, aren't they? How are you doing? Okay, let's have a little bit look at the game. So this is a Rossolimo. We like g6, bishop g7. So I know about this plan about rook e1, bishop f1. Keeping the bishop instead of trading it off. I think actually here this might be the move. Now that they've kind of shown that they don't want to trade off the bishop. Is it lunchtime? Nice, man. Thanks for tuning in during lunchtime. I appreciate it. It's going to be really fun this season, by the way. The group of people that we're with, a lot of them are my online friends as well. It's going to be really good. There's a lot of prep. There's a lot of banter. At the start of every week, in the first Monday, Mills Beast also always makes some quiz. He used to be captain every season basically, and he would make some inspirational quiz, speech based on an actual movie or book or something, and then he would just I guess like ChatGPT had to be a little bit more about chess, and then we all have to guess the movie, the character, the year it came out, blah blah blah. So I think you saw actually recently Gary and Borja had apparently some disagreement in a previous season where one of them, I think Borja, like did too many guesses and didn't give other people a chance or something. So they ended up writing up rules for the quiz even, which is kind of funny. But anyway, it's gonna be a good time. Yeah, it's gonna be really good, and there's a lot of like little preps, and if you want to take part, Feed Barbie and the other guys are also really active in terms of prepping for opponents every week. So kind of seeing what they're playing and trying to get ready for it. All right, hang on. Let's just look at this. So I think Rook d4 is actually the move for us here. Now that they've kind of shown that they don't want to take our knight. Just avoiding them taking, but I was kind of hoping they would still take. And here I wanted to play this, but if they're not going to take, then we don't get our pawn over here, and then they're going to break, and eventually we're just going to end up with an isolated pawn, which is super frustrating. So we'll see afterwards. Now with the engine, well, the opening book of e5 was still okay, but against rook e1 I think, apologies, I think maybe it's not. So yeah, knight f6 I think is the main line, and then after e5 you put your knight there, and then you come back to c7 with the knight to hit the bishop, and they have to kind of take it or not take it, or I don't know what the plan is. Alright, but they didn't do that. They're going for kind of like a delayed Alapin story. They're going to break in the center. Yeah, and it's difficult to stop them from getting the center, because now if we pull here, they can take our knight and nothing's defending the pawn. If we push here, they push back, and then we have to like get inside like a French basically, except they can double our pawns on this side. So yeah, I'm not sure if we're playing the right moves, but this felt okay. You have to play something here. If nothing else, I think d6 is probably an okay move. d5 also looked pretty good, but I thought that just asking them a question about the bishop first might be better. And I think a6 is never a bad idea, just to cover this square against their knight and their bishop. So yeah, that felt okay. This is probably not good. This is probably dubious. Hey Helsing, cool. See you Kamakura. Have a nice work day, yeah? Golden Week Oval already. Surprised to hear with Evo Japan and another big Smash 20 happening this weekend. B Helsing, hello, number one. Number two, I don't know what Evo Japan is. But a big Smash, I mean Smash Brothers, I'm guessing, right? Yeah, I'm pretty certain that the holidays were last week into this week. So yeah, the main Golden Week is finished. But I think some people normally try and extend it to 2 weeks. But yeah, that being said, I don't actually like. There's a big chess tournament in Golden Week always as well. The Japan Chess Championships happen, which I covered actually a little bit on the channel, and there's a Golden Week Open as well. But I mean, like, at least for me personally, I don't normally want to spend my holidays playing chess. I prefer to do it over a weekend or something like that. Maybe a long weekend, like 3 days. But for long holidays, I tend to want to go away. So yeah, I think maybe not having the tournament on the Golden Week could be good as well. I'm not sure. I guess in Tokyo there's enough people that don't go anywhere anyway, so they'll be happy to play. But yeah. Oh yeah, so Bishop G4 felt um, a little bit dubious, I would say. Speculative, because H3 directly and we have to jump back and we actually have nowhere to go. So then they can play D4, D5, and I guess we would have to put our knight up here, which is okay. We'd have to put this pawn up. But yeah, this was probably just not right, but our opponent didn't. Yeah, because here, I mean, what are we going to do? Like, we don't want to sack our knight for the king to be on this diagonal, because it doesn't help, you know, like here and then what? Yeah, so definitely this was a bit skeptical. Oh, sorry, speculative, but yeah. Alright, then a knight over again, just not coming in with h3. But here they go finally h3, so that's all good, and they sack a pawn, but they get an advanced IQP, but you know, that square isn't protected sufficiently. If they had their bishop here already, so maybe putting the bit, no, but then we just take anyway. If they had an extra move, that would have been good, but this didn't quite work out. Avoiding being taken, we bring our knight back in, so thank you for pushing your pawn. Now at least we have this square. And after this, I would be very happy to put my knight on d6. So this feels okay. We played a speculative and not so good move, and maybe it was kind of lucky for us it worked out. Yeah, both big video game tournaments that attract lots of international players. Oh, cool, very cool. All right. Well, I mean, honestly, if it attracts international players anyway, then not on Golden Week might be better, because accommodation and travel prices in Japan at least are only higher during Golden Week. So it's also filled with Japanese people going around, you know, traveling the country. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. If you came to Japan, come when it's not a public holiday like Golden Week or Auburn. Auburn is maybe not so bad because it's not that long, and because people tend to go back to their kind of like Jimoto home families in the countryside. But yeah, I think it actually makes sense not to do it in Golden Week itself. It's not too bad. I don't know if you're in Japan yourself, by the way, or if you come for those tournaments. Alright, so yeah, we get bishop, knight f5. This feels great. I'm actually thinking this is really good for us now. Now that we've played our speculation, we got lucky, I guess. a4, want to push our queen, but it doesn't matter. And here we got a nice kind of continuation. Still good. We constantly have better threats, you know. So okay, so here it looked like we would be able to take and then sack an exchange, and then get an exchange again, and we would have a better pawn structure. So one of these would have to fall. Probably you actually just play out your dark squared bishop to one of these squares. I'm not sure which one you would want to play to, maybe here for instance. And then I would maybe just take like over here and make you take back. Yeah, and then I would just play out my other knight and just other rook and just be clearly better, as if I can control the diagonal. Actually, this was probably fine. We can check with the engine, but we didn't do it. We sacked our pawn here because we're getting the exchange. I could have done this, for instance, protecting it, and then I could have hit your queen. Your queen has to move again. Sorry, queen has to move again. I'd also be very happy to just take this here because I still get a fork, and then your queen has to stick around on the 4 squares available so you can take the... Okay, yeah, so this was actually maybe a great in-between move here instead of just immediately doing the fork, but yeah. And I like to take the active rook so that the other rook is sitting in the corner just kind of doing nothing, so that seemed good to us as well. Take our bishop, but I already saw this pawn structure and it seemed fine. This is protected, this is protected, this is protected. This guy isn't protected, but nothing's attacking it. Here, hitting our queen, I kind of did miss a little bit that this would hang our knight, unfortunately. But there's not much to do about that. Yeah, and there's no like great way for me to attack, because if you take, then I just lose my queen anyway, so that doesn't work. So get out of the way, and then here, yeah, I'm just not sure what to do in this position. We have no time. So honestly, this was probably a better move because that pawn hangs, and if the pawn doesn't hang, we can bring our bishop across to hit the other pawns, and after this we would also be able to bring up our rook. So yeah, this was actually probably the better move, but I was just a bit unsure, so I pushed your bishop first. Force a queen trade. If you take here and I take and then you push, then I'm not sure. Then I'm probably just equal, because I'm gonna have to sack the exchange back. So I don't know. Maybe I go up here, you push. Oh, I can have two. No, two defenders is insufficient. Alright, so if you take back and I take and you push, probably the move is to actually get out of the way. And if you push again, get out of the way again. And if you hit me, then I come across here, and if you come here, then I run away again. Because I need three defenders against this pawn developing. Yeah, so maybe queen takes was just completely equal still, or even worse for me, but they just hung their queen. And then here I don't have to do anything. I don't have to move, I can just come back and take back and be happy. And GG. Alright, so we did a speculative move on the side there though. Knight f3 was maybe an idea. Honestly, you gotta tell me where you think knight f3. Oh, hang on, you mean here? Yeah, that's actually a good point. Just messing up. So if I saw that the knight was hanging, I would have played it, but I actually completely missed it because I didn't really spend enough time. I was paying attention to my side of the board. So yeah, knight f3 here, just messing up the pawn structure, for sure an idea. Definitely, definitely. And then I can play out the way. Yeah, I just didn't see that. Very unfortunate, but good point. I think it would have been good. Yeah, exactly like you say, I'm losing the knight anyway, so I could ruin the pawn structure, and then the rook stays on a1. Completely agree. I think that would have been a great move for us, but yeah, we didn't see it. Alright, let's get into the analysis. I'm interested to see how far we got along kind of theory main move wise, and then also just how bad that speculative play was in the mid game and towards the end game. So, alright, and our opponent was 2003. Alright, so we got another 2000 rated opponent. Glad to play in the 2000s. We lost against the 1900 last game though, so clearly it's not like we are infallible. Alright, so here we go. Rossolimo, g6 main move, castle main move, bishop g, rook e1 is the main, and then knight f6 is the main, and then e5. So this is the main move. Then you go here, knight c3 is main, interesting, and then you go here, and then they might take, and I would take with the d pawn. How do you go then here? I would just play b6. Oh, okay. I see. I didn't quite reckon with that, did I? Okay, if we go back... Oh, this is actually very nice. We go back, we're defending it, we're stopping this plan. Then d3, then castle, then bishop, then b6, queen d2. Oh, now we actually get our knight in there. I don't really know if that's what I want to do though. I would probably play queen c7 to be honest. But anyway, let's just go mainline, knight x, here, pawn takes, bishop over, c5, h4, bishop on the long diagonal, h5, queen d, bishop takes, king takes, queen g, rook a e, h6. Oh, because this is the fork that's very problematic because the queen comes in and you're screwed. Yeah, so you have to go here. And this is already very good for white though, goodness me. Oh, so this is better? I was wondering if this is a massive disaster. Because you come here and then this is mate. Oh, because we have mate in one. I didn't realize that. Okay, my bad. I didn't see that. That's something different. Alright. Okay, so anyway, so that's the main line. Instead of e5, they played c3. That's secondary. We castle, d4. d5 is actually... the main move here. d5. And if you take here, then we just take the other pawn and say thank you. And if you take here, we again just take the pawn. And if you push past, we get onto the diagonal there. If you take, we can take the pawn back. We can come and attack your king. Okay, interesting. So d4, d5 main. Queen b6 also not too bad. Okay, if you take here, we have to take with something. Yeah, now I'm not so sure how I want to take, because I don't really have the right setup anymore. Why is queen take so super bad? Okay, I didn't like queen back, queen b6. That looks a little bit unnecessarily dangerous. So we took, they take, now d5 is the move. Okay, so we did kind of have the idea. I just ended up playing something else. e5, knight e4. This just looks like I'm gonna lose the knight though. Like, what if they just do this? I can pretend it, but they're gonna defend it. Oh, and then they hang this. Okay, you take, I take. Okay. Yeah, that seems a little bit cray-cray, but I guess that's a move. Okay, so we didn't do that. We played queen up, and no one else plays queens up in the master level. Some people play queen up in the top leeches level though, so at least we're not completely alone. Knight c3, knight c4, actually 8 people have played it, but I don't think it's the best move. Best move here is d5 or d4. Actually, d5 I thought was not right with our queen gone. a6 is okay, and d6. Alright, so we did a6 first. Yep, top movie actually. Bishop f1, knight g4. 2 people played it. Okay, let's see how bad it is. Oh, it's absolutely losing. Not even close. Here, here, here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we actually just made a massive mistake and our opponent bailed us out by not playing h3 directly. Mega speculative, not a good idea. e6. Oh, e6, no way we're going to play here. Alright, and no one else has played this way. Okay. Okay, and then I think we were kind of okay. We'll double check again. In this position is taking the queen best. -3 if I just move my queen out of the way. This is still good. Yeah, okay, so this chain of events is not bad. It's equal material-ish. No, we're up a pawn. We're up a pawn, but we're also up a pawn structure. 3 isolated pawns, 3 pawns double on the side. So this, not the best continuation, but we're still winning. But we moved back, which was terrible. We should have moved here, which we didn't do. And then we can still do the... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's just so many nice tactics. Doesn't it just win the queen? Isn't this just equal? Oh, my queen's under attack. What am I talking about? Here, here, and then this. Yeah, okay, I was going to say, what in the world? Okay. Anyway, we didn't do that. We played queen a7, and it's okay, but it's not best. And now we could have stopped them, actually. We didn't, though. Yeah. Yeah, and here, that knight f3 idea, sorry, here, that knight f3 idea, yep, was good. Queen b8 is actually best. I would have played knight f3 if I saw it, for sure. Definitely thought that was a good move, but okay. Here, here. Oh, that is actually the best move. Rook up was best. And now it's just equal after you take. So take, push, here, push, here. If you take, we take. Alright, then it's just a draw. Oh no, okay. So, we misplayed the position a little bit. And we misplayed the endgame, but our opponent obviously is also under threat. Right, in this position, I just want to see if e5 works. Because this is what I wanted to do. So if they play c3 like they were going to, knight g, d4, cx, cx. Am I bad at counting? I think I'm bad at counting. Knight takes, I would take with the pawn, I think. Bishop f4. a6, bishop back, b5 for sure, bishop back, d6. Oh, this is actually just really good. Okay, so hang on, next time I'm still going to play e5, because I thought this is not going to work out very well. And if you take, we're just... Oh, hang on, but this is the pawn that hangs that I was uncomfortable with. But if you take here, I get something... Oh, no, no. What am I talking about? It's not hanging. Alright, so e5, bishop takes, dx, and this is actually the position we want to be in. This is the... A knight e7 is just crushing. What? Why is knight f7 so bad for black? Equal, but apparently not. Here, a4, knight bd. Oh, okay. The whole, like, attacking our queen side is just dangerous. Although apparently queen e7 is fine. Tell me why. Oh, because we can still get knight f6 on the board. Alright. If you say so. Hang on, let's actually... I just want to look at the continuation there quickly. Knight bd... No, let's say b3, knight f6, h3, castle, knight bd, knight e8, f5 break, knight c, b4, draw agreed, takes, queen takes, rook takes, I guess, bishop takes, bishop e7, queen b1, takes, and b5, rook over. I mean, I don't think at my level that this is going to be a draw. I think there's definitely still enough going on here. I would consider playing this and trading off and trying to advance in some way, but yeah, actually, honestly, I think I actually would have played here to try and get on the open file. Oh, okay, I didn't even realize that was a problem. Here, maybe you take our pawn. Oh, we don't take back, we just push it away. Coming into the back. Maybe try to defend. Okay. Alright, maybe it's just a draw, fair enough. So much for pushing for some advantage there. But okay, so e5 was a move. We could have played it. We didn't. And then we played something silly. Let's run the... Okay, yeah, so this was trash. And then after they let us out... Oh, we actually just had to come back here. And then if they take, we take with the pawn. If they push past, we jump up. Or we pin into the queen. If we take with our bishop, I guess it's because we're just going to have to move the bishop again and lose some time. Yeah, okay. Alright, and here we were also better. Yeah, the queen move we didn't figure out, and then we unfortunately... Oh, this was actually a better way to threaten it. Okay, same situation, they come back. Threat again, if we do this and they take, this is still equal. Oh, because the queen can't threaten us alone, but you can perpetual us, which is very frustrating. Alright, but they missed it. So in this position, well, we didn't have to force anything. Our queen was stopping that pawn. We actually had this. Stopping that light square bishop. Can't go there. Here? Where would you go in this position? Here, I think I'd be happy to trade it off. Yeah. Okay. I didn't even realize this. Everything is just nice and defended. Okay. I'm going to quickly jump over to our Rossolimo theory. It's in here somewhere, isn't it? Yes, it is. And just double check. I like g6. This is what I'm playing nowadays. Here. In this case, we do that, but you could play e5. It's just not as good. But I'd actually do play e5 a lot. d4, cx, cx, ex, bishop f. Yeah, it's a bit messy. I don't like that, to be honest. So probably here. And if they go here again, then I play e5 because I like it, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so against the direct c3, our hands are kind of tied. We have to. e5 does okay at the top leeches level. d4, no, I mean it's just really good for white. cx, ex, knight g. Yeah. Yeah, it's not worth it. So think. Hang on, did I just? Where's Rossolimo? Yeah, that was good against direct c3. Where's c3? Where's the line of 6? Better than e5 now. Alright, just keep a memo for that for the future. Alright, and I think that's going to be it. Glad to get another win. And that is us continuing down our road. So, thank you much for tuning, everyone who did. Thank you very much for everyone who came to say hi. Kamakura, be Helsing. Be safe, take care. Keep on walking, as always. Keep on improving. See you guys next time. Bye.